Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including the Alien Romulus box office report. How well did it do over the weekend? We'll take a look at that. Phil Donahue passed on. May he rest in peace. We've got some other headlines like Knives Out 3, what's going on with that? Beetlejuice 3, maybe? Beetlejuice? I don't know. Yeah, we got some hit or miss headlines that we can go through as well. But we're going to start off today's show by talking about the box office report for Alien Romulus. So this is for the weekend of August 16th to the 18th, 2024. The top 5 go. Alien Romulus is number 1. Number 2 is Deadpool and Wolverine. Number 3 is It Ends With Us. Number 4 is Twisters. And number 5 is Coraline 15th Anniversary. Guys, I almost got it right. I said that Despicable Me 4 was going to be in the 5th spot. I guess I didn't know that Coraline was going to get re-released. But let's go to the number 1 with Alien Romulus making $41.5 million domestically, 66.7 internationally, for a worldwide total of $108.2 million. That's good, because it had about an $80 million production budget, probably about 50 advertising, so 130 or so. And then what the theaters take, it's probably going to have to make like 160 to start making money. And this is a good start. 108 is, it's only got to make about 52 or so more to start making profit. And I believe it will, because I liked it. I like the Alien Romulus movie, guys. Did you guys go out and see it this weekend? Because it's kind of got a weird backlash thing going on about it, where it's like some of the diehards are rebuking this movie for some reason that I cannot comprehend. They're crying foul for some really silly reasons. 82% by critics, 86% by the audience. Yeah, so where can we get a good taste of this? Let's go to the critics first and see if we can get somebody who didn't like it. We're left distracted by the mystery of why a thriller that initially reveals in being so contained suddenly finds itself straining to reach its tendrils through the various movies that came before it. So it's talking about fan service there, trying to pay homage, which when I saw it, I thought it was really cool that they did all this stuff with the sound cues, and there's one kind of cameo in there. I may put up a short about that later on today, because it's kind of a weird thing. People are like getting quite hostile to this use of a cameo, and I don't understand why it's ruffling so many feathers. It's not that big of a deal. I thought it was just fine. Let's go and see what else other people are saying here. Somebody of substance here. Sean Chandler liked it. Alvarez delivers a great alien experience. Aesthetically, the film is a fantastic modern recreation of the world of the first 2 films. Alvarez does a great job of using each other's environments, unique elements to draw out the tension, and that he does. That elevator shaft scene was awesome. My book. A highly derivative copy and paste job. Fans with IQs over 88 will be insulted. No, that's not true either. See, this is the kind of vitriol I'm talking about. I don't understand where this is coming from, because it's almost as if they misdiagnosed the trailers for the movie. You saw, and most of these people are like, oh, it looks like they've captured the tone of the first Alien. They're going back to the horror roots. That's awesome. Then they come out of the movie and say that it's derivative copy. Does that compute to you guys? It doesn't make logical sense. And for the most people that have problems with this, it almost sounds like they, once again, wanted this to be another movie in their head. And because it didn't meet their check marks, they're crying foul. And it's It doesn't add up because for the most part, I think, like it said, like what, 83% of people liked it. So, and as you can see here, lots of people liked it. So, uh, it is a minority. There's somebody of substance. New York Magazine. Substance. Really, James? Is New York Magazine substance? I don't know. Alien Romulus is diverting enough, but it's also instantly forgettable, something I don't think I ever said about any other Alien film, good or bad. No, I wouldn't say that. I just talked about the elevator shaft scene. Kaylee Spaney's awesome. Uh, I just like being back in that world, man, where anything goes, where you can stretch things to the most grotesque levels, and Alien Romulus did it. So I don't see what the big issue is. I really don't. So you get the point here, right? Uh, it's a minority of like, there are people out there that are quite insulted that say F you. Like I saw some guys, a guy that I usually respect his opinion, RBM. It was saying F you, I don't care about this. How dare you insult me with this? And it's like, what since when did you become so righteous on the Alien franchise? Anyway, you guys get the picture here. It's going to make money, which is good. 108. Alien Romulus director teases a possible new versus Alien Predator movie. No, that's not. See, there's a headline like this running out there too, where he was just asked uh, at a red carpet at a debut, and he was just asked, "Would you ever do an Alien versus Predator?" And he was kind of like, "Wow, if him and Dan Trachtenberg ever get together, maybe they could do it sort of like they did From Dusk Till Dawn." That's all. That's all the quote was. And people are just running, oh, he wants to do an Alien versus Predator movie. It's like, guys, come on. That's not what he said. But uh, it's certainly, with the success of Prey and the success now, hopefully, of Alien Romulus here, it's starting to reset the table, wash people's mouths out of like the older ones that they didn't like. And we're moving in a different direction here. And you can tell that it's made by fans, right? Dan Trachtenberg was a fan of the Predator property. He was a fan of the Predator ideology and mythos. Fede Alvarez was a huge fan of the alien mythology and mythos, and that shows in the script of For Alien Romulus. Could that ever work in the future again? I hope so. Just take it far into the future. Don't set it on Earth or anything like that, for God's sakes. All right. So just one more thing before we move on to the other numbers for the box office. Joe Blow is a poll up for your favorite or best alien movie. Wow. We just poo-pooed all over the AVP movies, so I don't think that'll be up there. I think Requiem will be the worst. I know a lot of people didn't like Covenant. I like Prometheus. Alien 3 is fine if it wasn't about Ripley. Like, if they just made it another movie, well, that would have been great. Obviously, it's going to come down between Alien and Aliens. A lot of the diehard purists will put Alien because, well, that's the one that started it. You wouldn't have gotten Aliens if you didn't get Alien, so that means it's automatically better. I'm not one of those people. I really like Alien. I do. But it's not one that I find myself going back to revisit over and over again. I think I've watched Prometheus more than I've watched Alien. James, and you call yourself an Alien fan? How dare you? Well, the one that I watch the most, guys, is Aliens. James Cameron, that's the best. Vote Aliens, then Alien. Yeah, what did I say? They would be the top two. Kind of shocked that Alien 3 is up there. Prometheus, Alien Romulus. Because I would probably have to say that Alien Romulus, it's good. But I also like Prometheus. So maybe it's fighting for the third spot. Doing that and Prometheus. For me, at least. Alien 3 was probably around 6 or 7. Yeah. So, Requiem isn't the lowest. It's Resurrection. Come on. What's wrong with uh, the cloned Ripley with acid blood? You didn't like that, guys? Winona Ryder as the robot? Nah, okay. Had some good ideas. It just wasn't executed all that well. French director, right? Alien Covenant. Yeah, I thought that one would get the most vitriol. I liked it, but uh, not on the first viewings. I hated it. All right. So let me know what you guys thought was the best Alien movie. Let's go back to the top box office report. Deadpool and Wolverine going down to the second spot on its fourth week. So it had 3 good weeks, right? Um, 29 million in its fourth week is still fairly good. It's crossed a billion, 1.142. It's not going to get up to what is it? Inside Out 2 has got 1.6. It's not going to catch Inside Out 2. It's lost its momentum now, and I don't think it can crack another 500 million. But it had a good run, and it's the best top ranking R-rated film of all time. And I'm thinking about this movie. The scene that sticks with me the most is that car scene where Logan just lets him have it. And you can see the pain and hurt in his eyes as he's saying it. And then you don't even see Ryan Reynolds' face, but you could just tell that he was hurt. And he's like, I'm going to fight you now. That's the best scene in the movie for me. Um, I got to go back and watch this again. I think maybe tomorrow I might go to a matinee, Cheap Tuesday matinee, revisit this because it is a good movie. And I just want to make sure everything landed the way that I remembered up here. We'll have to see. So good for that. It ends with us. 24 million on its second week. That's good. So it made 50 million on its first week, 24 on its second week. That's a 52% drop. It ends with us. I did my formal review of that last week, guys. It's part of the movie news segment. I never chopped it out. Movie reviews just don't, unless the channel's dedicated specifically for reviews only, they don't seem to get a lot of traction. I went back and looked at some of my other movie reviews that I used to put a lot of effort into. 40, 50 views. That's not like, that's what I was thinking about. Maybe just putting my reviews out on their own channel kind of thing. Maybe, we'll have to see. I'll still record it here on this channel, but I'll migrate it over to there and try to build up an audience that way. But it's got a worldwide total of 179 million. Blake Lively. And it was a good movie. It's a good movie. Very sensitive subject matter with an abusive relationship. So, number 3 was It Ends With Us. Number 4 is Twisters. What is Twisters at now? 333. So it's inching there. And that's out on VOD now, right? So Twisters made another 9.8 million despite being on VOD. Very interesting. And then Coraline. Coraline 15th anniversary. I never watched Coraline, guys. I'm sorry. With a budget of 60 million. No, that's the original budget. This is a re-release for its 15th anniversary. Coraline. Cracking the top 5, 8.3 million. So, the other headline I guess we have to talk about is Borderlands. I thought Borderlands would be down to the 6th or 7th spot, but it dropped all the way down to the 10th spot. It almost got booted out of the top 10. So Borderlands, 18 million worldwide. So it has had an international release, only 5 million. That's not good, guys. That's not good. And I liked the movie. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was as bad as what people are saying, but I never played the game. A lot of people who played the game didn't like the movie. Sucks for that because just look at Kate Blanchett here, for God's sakes. Borderlands breaks an embarrassing box office record in its devastating second week. Embarrassing box office record, huh? Which Okay, Borderlands open in theaters. Okay, what's the record here? Declining, making it a 72% decline, making it the worst drop for a wide release movie in 2024, beating out Maxine's 69.1. Maxine I like too, and Bike Riders. I was just thinking about Bike Riders last night. Tom Hardy put in a rather haunting performance, actually. Thinking about his final scene in the movie too. Anyway, so that's the biggest drop for it. And I'll watch this movie again when it's on streaming, mostly because of Kate Blanchett and those big fire wings that come out, and she's just like, oh yes, that's for me, man. That's for me. Thank you, Kate Blanchett. And Eli Roth. It's a bomb. It cost over 100 million, and it's only made 18 million. It's probably on par with what Horizon did. 20 million for Harold and the Purple Crayon is also a bomb. So we'll have to see how all that kind of shapes out. Because this next week, we've got the new Crow movie opening up, which I don't think I'm going to be able to go out and see on Thursday. Because we only got a 7:30 and a 10:10. If I go to one, it'll have to be at a 10:10 because I have a birthday party to go to at 7 o'clock. Birthday party, James, aren't you too old for that? Yes. But you know I'd like to watch it. I'm going to watch The Crow, guys. Don't worry. I just don't know if I'm going to see it at 10:10 or just go see it at noon at on Friday. Blink Twice, the Zoe Kravitz directed Channing Tatum movie. I'm probably going to go see the 4 p.m. show of that this Thursday. So you got Blink Twice and The Crow. And The Crow is not getting a lot of buzz, guys. You go over to the tomato meter, and I think I saw The Crow was being listed on the front page. No rankings just yet. I suspect that they're going to have the review embargo hold right until probably Thursday morning. Which is not Bill Skarsgård's fault. It's Rupert Sanders' fault for not understanding the property. James, you haven't even seen the movie. But yes, I know. But if you watch the trailers, yeah, you watch, it's like, no. Anyway, Blink Twice is the other one. And I didn't realize this because we saw on the weekend that Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum did like the Criterion Closet pick, where those actors go into the closet to pick movies from the Criterion collection and they talk about what inspired them and stuff. I didn't realize that Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz are an item that they're dating. Because I watched that clip of the Criterion collection and it came out and it's like, okay, I'm looking forward to it because it looks like Tatum is going to a weird place in this movie. A billionaire, Slater King, meets cocktail waitress Frida and his fundraising gala, and then he invites her to the island, and then is he doing experiments on them, or what's going on, right? Is he torturing them, turning them into animals? Who knows? It's really weird. People go missing, and it's like, I want to know. So Frida begins to question her reality. There is something wrong with this place. She'll have to uncover the truth if she wants to make it out of the party alive. Yes. And I'm mostly curious to see what Tatum can do with this. Christian Slater's in this. Adria Arjona is also in this. Speaking of Adria Arjona, we'll talk about her later on. She had a quote about the Andor season 2 because she's Binks or Blink or whatever in Andor. We'll watch that. So between those two, Alien Romulus will be down to about 20 million. Deadpool and Wolverine down to about 15. Can Blink Twice or The Crow make more than that? I think The Crow will get maybe 25 million out of curiosity. People will go see it out of morbid, like, what kind of a train wreck are we watching kind of thing. Blink Twice is one that will struggle because it's just not well known enough, right? It's not well known enough, and it'll have to rely on critics and word of mouth to get people out to say, oh, you know what? There's this weird movie with Channing Tatum called Blink Twice that you guys should really go check this out. That's what it's going to be relying on. Hopefully, the budget for that won't be astronomical. I mean, it is Zoe Kravitz's first movie, so I'm sure she wasn't given a large budget to work with. But there's ingredients in that movie that pique my curiosity. So we'll see how that all shakes out next weekend. Yeah, Alien and Romulus, I think, will probably still retain number one. Yeah. All right. What do you guys think? What do you got out there? Artglass says Borderlands was a major cash grab. A few favors called in for the cast. Kate was an MVP for sure. Yeah. The Crow won't be watched by critics until the day before the national release. Yeah. Artglass says from the Blink Twice trailer, people seem to have a twisted view of reality. Not sure if people were being mind controlled or hallucinating. It will be interesting to see the premise. Yeah, you don't know if he's drugging them or like feeding them some kind of cocktail to see what if he's experimenting on a new drug. Maybe what is that Spiderhead or whatever we watched with Hemsworth, where he was like experimenting on a maybe it's a little bit like that. Who knows? It's a curious premise, and I want to check it out. All right, where are we at? 22 minutes. Let's move on to some hit or miss headlines. Knives Out 3 gets exciting update with new image from Rian Johnson. The film has officially wrapped, so Knives Out 3 is in the can. So that's good. So he took to his social media and said, and that's a wrap on Wake Up Dead Man. Thank you to the best crew in the world and the most brilliant cast. This shoot is a very special experience. I cannot wait to put this thing together and show you all what we've got. Well, guys, I liked Knives Out. I thought I was pleasantly surprised. Glass Onion, I thought was another great addition to that franchise that they're trying to build around Daniel Craig's Blanc character, Benoit Blanc, right? So I'm just really curious to see where this goes, because when he's working this character, he's just having so much fun as an actor. That translates to the screen. It's just like it's infectious, right? And I really like Glass Onion. It's the ensemble, right? These are like ensemble movies with a mystery in there, and you got Daniel Craig in there chewing up all the scenery, right? So it's a wrap. It's going to be out on Netflix 2025, guys. We don't have an official release date, but we know it's going to be 2025. If it's wrapped now, call it some post-production work to do, so good for that. Next. Beetlejuice producers and Tim Burton haven't discussed Beetlejuice 3 yet. Well, we went over a story last week where Beetlejuice was slated to be on pace to be one of the biggest September openings. And if it makes a lot of money, you might as well, I don't know if Burton's got an idea for a third one, but you might as well wrap it up, right? Well, you can't wait another 25 years or whatever, because Keaton will be like 80 something, right? Hey, strike while the iron's hot, right? September 6th is just around the corner, and I'm looking forward to it. So let's take a look at the quote here. I don't know, Tim Burton said. That would make me sound like William Castle or something. The biggest, the greatest, the most fabulous motion picture since Glenn and Glenda. I hope for the best. Really, I just hope, feel good this one was done in the spirit and feeling of the original. However, the movie does. It was a very good experience for me in that way. Star Michael Keaton, on the other hand, said that the sequel was a stronger story than the first movie. So it's just speculation. Feels like this headline is just something there to, oh, watch us. We're talking about the third Beetlejuice movie. Nah. There's nothing of substance there. Batman Resurrection novel is between Tim Burton's Batman and Batman Returns. What? Coming October, the novel Batman Resurrection is set between the events of Batman and Batman Returns. So if you want to go read some literature, some, I guess, fan fiction, it sounds like. Batman Resurrection. Okay. Written by John Jackson Miller. It's available for pre-order October 10th. After the Joker's death, Batman and Gotham City face a mysterious new threat in this direct sequel to Tim Burton's Batman. Joker is dead but not forgotten. Okay, so who is... Remnants of the Joker's gang are leading wannabes fascinated by his bizarre mystique on a campaign of arson that threatens the city, including the millionaire Max Schreck. Okay, so they're trying to smooth over things with him, Schreck. Because Schreck wasn't supposed to be the real bad guy for Batman Returns. It was supposed to be Harvey Dent. But then something weird happened with Billy D. Williams' contract or something, or scheduling or something, so he couldn't go out. He couldn't do it, so they had to replace the character to be Max Schreck, and they brought in Christopher Walken. But if you think about certain scenes with him and Bruce Wayne, where they start to butt heads, you could tell that they were setting the table for the third movie where Two-Face would have been, right? Anyway, I don't know. Curious. I still like this logo. I used to have I had the classic, just the black with a big, huge poster of that logo. I got it rolled up in my closet somewhere. I don't know if I could put it up somewhere. It's a good design. I really like that one. No comments? Next. No Mr. Freeze, Killer Croc, Poison Ivy in the Batman sequel. A VFX member on the Batman says the likes of Mr. Freeze, Killer Croc, or Poison Ivy may be a little too far-fetched for villains in the sequel. Well, we know that. Phillips, right? Todd Phillips said that he wanted him to be very grounded. The Robert Pattinson Batman. We knew that from the get-go. Now, he had teased us at one point saying, there is a way that you could do a realistic Mr. Freeze, and wouldn't that be interesting? But he's got a freezing gun. There's a way you could do it. Killer Croc, no. Clayface, you couldn't do. There's other ones. Poison Ivy, not so much. But I would love to see Poison Ivy at some point. So this VFX advisor, Casey Pike, said the Batman, there just might be something in the way that something in the way. As far as Killer Croc and stuff go, I do think Killer Croc is probably a little too far-fetched for that world, but the way that they did the Riddler and the Penguin in that movie totally felt like the Riddler and Penguin, even with the Penguin with his prosthetics and everything. I feel like there's a lot of characters that could enter that world, but Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, maybe not. Okay, well, we knew that, so just a VFX, the guy weighs in. Not much there. Their version of the Joker had in the Batman sucked, plain and simple. Well, we just saw a cameo. Right, and then there's that deleted scene with him with the weird scarred up face where he's picked all of his hair off. Couldn't stand the Riddler, huh? So few critics still, huh? Huh. Court of Owls. People would like to see that. They did the Court of Owls on Gotham. And I think if you're going to do Court of Owls, you got to do it in a series. Or have their story. Because having it all crammed into one movie would feel very rushed. because it's a council, right? As long as they don't bring back. So a lot of people didn't like the uh, Joker, huh? Barry Keoghan's Joker. I thought it was. I thought, guys, he's a great actor. Give him a chance. Hugo Strange is the one I'd like to see. Work him in there somehow. Curious. Glenn Powell reveals if he's been in contact with Marvel or DC about potential casting. I'm sure he has, right? He's going to be doing The Running Man next with Edgar Wright, the reboot of The Running Man. So he revealed lately on a Discourse podcast, Powell mentioned while he's a big fan of the current crop of superhero movies, he hasn't been in contact with anyone at Marvel or DC. Uh, I'd say he's Green Lantern, man. He's Green Lantern. Or you know what? Let's get crazy. Look at that smile. Make him the Joker. Make him the Joker in the DC reboot, right? Not the Todd Phillips Batman or uh, yeah, the new one that they're doing with the new Superman, uh, the new Batman that's going to be with Damon Wayne. Make him the Joker in that universe. Give it like let him stretch. Like when you think Glenn Powell, he's always been the good guys and stuff, or the side characters, but let him stretch. If you watched Hitman, he can put on different faces, guys. I think that would be interesting. So he says, quote, I've never gotten a call from DC or Marvel, but I'm a big fan of everything they do. I just saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I freaking had a blast, as we all did. I think what Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds did with that is extraordinary and just such a fun flavor for audiences. And I cheer for them and I love what they do. I think James Gunn, Peter Safran, and what they're doing at DC, I think it's going to be really, really good for that business. So it's like, yeah, I cheer them all on. I'm a big fan for all the movies. Good for him. I don't know. I just think it would be a nice contrast if he was something different than just a hero. Make him a villain or something. Let him stretch. Because guys, he's got that extra gear. He's got that extra acting gear in him. You can see a little bit of a shot there of him in Hitman, where he can turn it on and he's just a lot more than just the superficial guy with his shirt off kind of thing, or the like even in Twisters he had a little bit of a charm to him, right? That he was able to infuse into it, even though that he was just there to be the token stud. Yeah, make him. Yeah, Glenn Powell as the Joker, that would be cool. Next, Eternal Champions Sega fighting game is getting a film adaptation. I looked at this Sega Eternal Champions. There's something about this artwork that looked familiar. I don't know if I've ever played this. Eternal Champions, aiming to capitalize on the popularity of the previous 2 years Street Fighter II and Mortal Kombat. Yeah, maybe that's why. It was like one of those rip-off games, right? Here's what Eternal Champions is all about. In order to change the dire fate of Earth, a being known as Eternal Champions marshal the souls of key humans across history, people who were destined for greatness but died before fulfilling their promise. The individuals are thrown into a contest of champions, with the winner regaining their life and becoming the hero Earth needs in order to restore balance, while the others return to moments before their death. Okay. Blade, Jonathan Blade, a Syrian bounty hunter. Jetta Max, a Russian aristocrat. Larson, former cat burglar. So you got people from different times here. You see the times. Blade is from 2030. Jetta Max is 1899. 1920 Chicago. Somebody from Vietnam. 2345 Rax. Huh. Eternal Champions, huh? So this is from the writer of Jurassic World. they're rebooting the Street Fighter movie for 2026. Mortal Kombat 2 was supposed to come out this year, guys. It wrapped last year. It's just, I don't know what's happening to it. Uh, I guess it's going to come out in 2026 now, or 2025 maybe, which it shouldn't because it's done. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Now that's a nostalgia trip. Completely forgot about this game. It was one of the ones that we used to play at the arcade when the Mortal Kombat line was too long. I can say with total confidence that this movie will completely fail, but thanks for the memories. Well, no one's going to go see this because they remember the property. You could just use this as source material, but it does sound very Roger Corman-y, B-movie-esque in its premise, right? People throughout time get picked to compete in this thing. It has the very much potential to be a stinker if it's not executed properly. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Arglass says Glenn Powell has the look and smile of Booster Gold comic book character, though I think they've already cast him. He also has a great Johnny Cage look about him. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Next. Will Andor Season 2 be better than the first? One cast member thinks so, and that's Adria Arjona. Yes. Adria Arjona believes it'll be better than the first. She was Binks, or Bix, right? Bix? Right? Oh man, I read the season 1, I pinched myself, and when I started reading season 2, I was like, Tony Gilroy can't outdo season 1. So I started reading episode 1, and I was like, again, it's not going to be as good, but it's effing better. It's so much better. Really. We really enjoyed watching Andor season 1 here. And when season 2 comes out next year, Disney Plus 2025, we will be doing full live watch alongs for it. I guess we will do Skeleton Crew as well. I'll sign back up. Not really looking forward to it though. I want to see Skeleton Crew, mostly to see what Bryce Dallas Howard directed, see how she did. Bix, there, Bix Kayleen, Andor season 2. Okay. Expressing his excitement that his buddy K2SO. It was delicious to work with Alan again. Okay, so K2SO is going to be in season 2. Of course, we saw him in Rogue One. And how does it get much better for the important character of the Rebellion? Slightly spoilerish, but good series. God. Hollywood Reporter and Variety are just disgustingly covering this advertisement for the ROM, for God's sakes. Phil Donahue, pioneering talk show host, dies, 88. That's a good life. It's not taken too young. I never really watched Donahue when it was on. It was a little bit before my time. Rest in peace. Big headline. Oh my God. It's quite the verbose editorial. Dwayne Berg felt a little long-winded. Had a lot to get off his chest about Phil Donahue. All right. Oh God, this ROM thing. For God's sakes. Donald Trump falsely claims Taylor Swift has endorsed him by posting AI images. That's not good. Guys, you know I'm a Swiftie here. Huge fan. This is one of the things where AI is used in such a way where she's got to come out and she's got to deal with this and tell him to stop using her likeness. Because if you know anything about Taylor Swift, you know she's come out publicly and said she doesn't like him. She doesn't want anything to do with him. And so him using this, it's just disgusting. Yeah, no. I'll keep my eye on this as a Swifty. Uh, you know what I need to do? Or you know what she needs to do? She needs to come out here during the DNC and just make an announcement saying that she endorses whoever the Democratic nominee is going to be. Take that away from him. Next, longtime James Cameron collaborator Gail Ann Hurd on the backlash of his 4K transfers. Yeah, guys, we've talked about this intermittently in the past, how they've used AI to upgrade the movies to 4K because they just weren't in 4K. So some of the 4K processes takes out the grain that you would see from the film. Uh, it upscales people's faces, and in doing so, you get this plasticky look to things. Where it's like if it was shot in 4K or 70 millimeter, it wouldn't look like that. So there's been some backlash saying the AI sucks. You shouldn't transfer it to 4K just yet. Um, let's see what Gail Ann Hurd, who did work as a producer for Terminator 2, Aliens, I think The Abyss as well. She says, let all those critics make their own movies and then they can restore them as they see fit. That's my opinion. Jim, in every possible meaning of the word auteur, is an auteur. And whatever version he wants to release, everyone should be fine with. You know, it's his film. Fine. But I would rather just have a crisp 1080p version, Blu-ray quality, than an upscaled 4K because of those reasons that I said. Things start to look plasticky, they look grainy, they look cartoony. I don't like that. Cameron thinks that that's good. It's kind of shocking that you would think that he would think that that's good since he's like a pioneer of moving technology forward, right? And it seems like it's taking a step back. Not to see. All right, 44 minutes. R.I.P. Phil. Thought he passed already. He was popular over here. Oh, was he? That's all I got for today, guys. I got to jet out to work here, but I thought that we would take a look at tomato or Twitter. Oh yeah, I said I was going to do Survivor this season, right? Pearl Islands, Johnny Fairplay and Rupert yelling at each other. That's hilarious. Who wrote my name down? Oh,
Oh, it was a plummet. Oh my god.
well, that's the episode where Johnny Fairplay told everybody that his grandmother died so that he could have his friend win the challenge, even though his grandma is still alive. Johnny Fairplay, what a character. Uh, a no winners criteria. Survivor's coming soon, isn't it? Anyway, Last of Us Season 2 is wrapped. Okay. Peacock's upcoming Friday the 13th prequel, Crystal Lake, from A24, is in the works. Brad Caleb Kane, Welcome to Derry, will serve as the creator. Yeah, because the previous guy, Brad Fuller, left, right? So Brad Caleb Kane is taking over. He did It, Welcome to Derry. I don't know, man. Said it was supposed to be a different take. It's going to deal with Pamela Voorhees. Yeah. New trailer for Azrael, starring Samara Weaving and Nathan Stewart Jarrett, in select theaters September 27th. Well, I like Samara Weaving. Is it about some kind of creature? Is it a creature feature in the woods? You know, I like those kinds of movies. The Ritual. Is it a Wendigo monster? Or is she being hunted by bad guys? So it's not a creature feature. It looks like... Oh no, maybe it is. It's The Watchers. Actually, it looks very much like The Watchers. You can see them behind there. And if you watch The Watchers, you know what they are. So let me. Yeah, it looks like they're creatures. Fairies. In The Watchers, they were fairies. And I don't know what they were in Cuckoo, but they were the similar type of thing. Mythical creatures. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Cannibals? Um, Modern troglodytes? Who knows? Looks troglodyte. Curious. Azrael. To check that one out. First trailer for Y2K. Rachel Zegler, Jaden Martell, and Julian Dennison. Drops tomorrow. Okay, we'll take a look for that one. First poster for Y2K. Exclusive new look at The Crow. The film is described as a stylized modern reimagining of the original graphic novel. Yeah. See, people are curious about this. Look at it's got 47.7K views. It was just posted today at 10 a.m., so it was posted like 3 hours ago. So people are curious. But guys, this is the extent of the makeup you're going to see on him. He's not going to have the white. Which is supposed to be like it's like having the Joker without his white makeup. It's like, what? Poltergeist TV series in development, huh? Strange Darling, I'm looking forward to August 23rd in theaters this Friday. So that must be limited release. It's where he's like, am I dating a serial killer? Yes, you are. And then it turns into like a cat and mouse kind of thing. Kyle Gallner was in the first Smile movie. Die My Love has begun filming with Jennifer Lawrence, Robert Pattinson, and Lakeith Stanfield. Good cast. Really good cast. Produced by Martin Scorsese and Jennifer Lawrence. Cool. Who's directing? Lynn Ramsey. More on the Crow. Joker Crow is what they call them, right? Because of all of his tattoos. Manny Jacinto, happy birthday. Love Me, Kirsten Stewart and Stephen Wen. will be released January 24th. A romance set in post-apocalyptic world in which a buoy and a satellite fall in love after the end of human civilization. What? A buoy and a satellite. So what are these, like digital representations of themselves? I don't understand. I don't. I like that poster though. New poster for Folie à Deux, Joker 2. Let's blow that up a little bit. It does look like though he was shot here separately and they kind of like CGI'd her in. They pasted her in. They're not really facing each other there. It's something about the lighting on his face. First to industry. First day on Earth. I don't know who Chapel Ron is. All right. Looks like that's pretty much it, guys. That's 52 minutes. That's good enough. Yeah. Ryan Johnson or David Johnson has written his first TV series. Hype. Yeah, this guy played the android in Romulus. Good job. Uh, Interesting acting choices. Looking forward to seeing more from him, for sure. All right, guys, that's it for me. Azrael is an archangel, so I wonder, was that some sort of demon, or is there any connection to heavenly bodies? Pedro Pascal is filming Fantastic Four in London, so if The Last of Us just wrapped then he was already wrapped. I wonder what that means. Well, if you played the game, then you know what it means. uh, yeah, it's curious. We'll have to see how that goes. All right, guys, thumbs up. It's kind of a weird week. I got to work later today, and then Wednesday I'm working, so we'll have to see how it goes. Pay attention. We'll try to get something done. At least. Anyway, see you next time right here on Mirror Domains. Enjoy the rest of your day.